Hello, this is Crystal Cotton, and I make marketing easier for you. Today, we're going to talk about something really, really important, and that is what must you do before you set up a new website, before you hire a web developer. The 3 questions you absolutely must have an answer to before you set up a website, before you hire a web developer. That's what I'm going to share with you today. So let's get into the content. The very first thing that you must have before you do anything with your marketing is a strategy. Now, I know that sounds like a big deal and you're ready to go with your business and you're just ready to get out there and start producing and getting your product out into the marketplace and man, it's going to be amazing. So many lives are going to be changed and you're going to make a mint. But listen. That's all true. It really is. But before you go out there, you need to have a strategy. Because the strategy is going to help you to be more efficient. It's going to help you to have more access to the people and the things and the products that you need to help you. And it's also going to help you to make decisions when it comes to what to invest your marketing dollars in. Without a strategy, there is so much information out here. There are so many different ways that you can market now that you will be literally spending hundreds of thousands of dollars and not receive any, I won't say any, but won't receive the benefit that you can receive from your marketing efforts. So the very first thing is a marketing strategy. What is a marketing strategy? It just means for you to identify some key components of who you're going to be working, whose problem are you solving? How are you going to deliver? And what is your brand going to look like? Those are the 3 things that are going to be crucially important for you and your business. And we're going to go into a little bit more detail on those last 2 today. So the number 1 thing that you must have before you develop that website is your marketing strategy. Now, let's talk about the other 2 key things you must have, both of which are part of the marketing strategy. Okay? So let's talk about number 2. Okay, are you ready? So the second question you must have an answer to before you spend a dime on a web developer or website is, who is your target market? I know this is kind of counterintuitive because when you think about your website, you're thinking about what you are about and your products and how you're going to help the marketplace and what you're going to do. But it's not about you. It's about your customers. Okay. So when you are thinking about you've completed your marketing strategy, one of the key components in there is your target market. And your target market is simply who are the people that are going to be best served by your product, and how do you reach them? Where do they hang out? But you can do it. There's multiple ways you can do it. It can just be as simple as to say, well, you know what? I'm going to cater to pet owners who live in Southeast Michigan who have poodles. It can be as simple as that. And what that will do, if we use the pet owner example, is you could be a pet owner. You could have a pet store and you could really help any pet owner, right? Or you could niche down and say, I help luxury pet owners, or I help, fighting dog pet owners or whatever. But depending on which niche you choose or that you want to focus on, it's going to affect how the tone and how you set up your website. So for example, if we use the pet owner example, if you really find that your services and your personality caters more to people with pit bulls, okay, then you may have you're going to have a different tone on your website. It might be a little more edgy. It might be a little more direct, okay, versus if you feel like your personality caters more to a luxury crowd, a more refined, let's say, a crowd of people. Say they're the poodle owners, right? So that's going to be a different tone on your website. You may be a little more refined. You may have a different font that you use. You may have different images that you use that are more likely to appeal to that group. But if you don't know your target market when you set up your website, you could hit it right on the head, or you could totally miss the mark. So you at least want to go through the exercise of understanding who your target market is, so that when you're going through the process of choosing things like, because you got to provide content for your web developer, right? They're not going to create your content for you. You're going to have work to do. So when you go and look at ways to create your content, you'll have a better view, and you'll know kind of what style to pick. It just helps with everything, okay? So number 2 item is know your target market, okay? Now, the third and final one for this video today is going to be, how will you deliver your products? Let's talk about that. Okay, so now, how you deliver your products may seem like an odd requirement to know before you develop your website, but let me tell you why it's important. It's important because it's going to drive what type of website that you create. And it's important because if you build it right from the start, it's going to help make your life easier, because operationally you'll have a way to deliver the products that you're creating or the service that you're providing. So, for example, if you know that you're delivering a digital product, let's use that for an example, then you can really build out a lot of functionality in a website or even a landing page. We'll talk about that in another video. But you can put functionality in there that lets you do things like have people upload information. You can drive people to your website and let that be an efficiency, an operational efficiency for your business. And so say somebody wants to place an order. Okay, great. You know what? Here's a link to my website. Click on the order now, and it'll give you all the information that you need. You can put things out there like terms and conditions, your privacy policy, your any statements that you have in terms of copyright and trademark. It's a great place where you send everyone there, and then you don't have to worry about whether, did I tell so-and-so about the privacy policy? Did I tell so-and-so about the terms and conditions? Everything is right there. But if you don't really think through kind of how you're going to deliver, what you will wind up with is a digital flyer. That's what most websites are that are developed for business owners, especially new ones, because you don't know, right? It doesn't really do anything. It's like you have an about page, your home page, and you contact me. Okay, and you got some images up there, and you never go to the site, and there's nothing to drive behavior. Because remember, with your website, this is your digital storefront or your digital identity. And we'll talk about branding in another video, but really it's your visual brand that's coming into play on your website, right? But you really want to do a good website will help drive behavior of a person who visits your website. Because remember, when somebody visits your website, they don't know anything about you. They're coming to learn something about you. And when they do, you need a hook. You need a way to get them to interact with you and talk to you. Because up until that point, you just have a visitor. And what good is a visitor if you can't connect with them? They might call you, but most times they won't. So to the extent that you know what your delivery mechanism is going to be, then you can build in operational efficiencies that take you out of the delivery and put more of it on your customer, so that you can help and have consistent information and make life easier for yourself. So definitely having an understanding of how you're going to deliver your product is totally going to help you. So these are the top 3 of many things you need to consider before you hire a website developer. Okay, so there you have it. The top 3 questions you must have the answer to before you develop a website, hire a web developer, or any of that. Number 1, definitely you want to have your marketing strategy. And that is going to be kind of your basic foundation from which all of your marketing activities will derive, because your marketing strategy is going to help you to be extremely efficient and help you to make the best decisions in terms of where to invest your marketing dollars. The second one is going to be your target market. Who is your ideal customer? Where do they purchase? What types of things do they like? This is going to help you to develop content that is going to draw in your ideal customer versus just putting something out there where it's more like a digital flyer. You want to pull people in so that they understand what it is that you're doing. This is also going to help with your keywords for SEO and other things that are part of the web process, okay? And finally, you want to think about how are you going to deliver your product? Are there things that you can do from an operational efficiency perspective that you can build into your website to help you to deliver your products? So all of those things you want to take into consideration because, as I mentioned before, it's a big difference between having if you just want to have a digital presence with, kind of your digital flyer version, it's actually okay. It's just that you want to be intentional and know that that was the purpose of it. And you're going to meet these other needs in other ways. Because quite honestly, with social media and so many different ways to market, it's not necessarily required that you build all of it in to your website, but you need to have given it thought so you know why you're not doing it versus go spend thousands of dollars to set up a website just to discover that it's really not meeting the needs for your business, which we don't want that, right? So I hope this was helpful for you. Definitely go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to Get Crystalized Agency, where we make marketing easier for you. And definitely check out the Marketing Superhighway series that was on Social Media Saturday. It really goes into a deeper dive on things like marketing strategy and content and different things like that. So with that, I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time here on Get Crystalized Agency, where we make marketing easier for you. Bye for now.